fly straight and make a left correction right turn.
Okay.
Oh, there's a runway right there. I didn't realize that. Oh, there's the coast right there. All right, so I am still getting about 45 frames a second, even over all these buildings.
Yeah, I'm down to 20, mid-20s here. Yeah, this, my rig's getting long in the tooth here, 6 years.
Yeah, mine's about the same age. Well, but I've updated my graphics card, so...
Well, I kind of
think I've
did,
got
too. Still.
So I've got a 1660 Ti, and my CPU is very old. It's an i5. I think it was originally 3 point. I can't remember, 3.5 megahertz, and I've overclocked it to 4.2. So I'm getting in the high 50s now.
Huh.
And I don't know that I see you on the Abris.
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't see you there either.
Yeah, that don't always. Seems a little bit buggy.
I'm turned on.
So I'm operate DL up. All my switches are up. I'm in the command position and I'm number 1.
Yep, I'm number 2.
So not. Yeah, well, something ain't working. Oops, I'm still climbing. I'm a little bit slow, aren't I?
150 kmh. I'm echelon right to you. Right and high.
Putting my nose down a little bit and trying to pick up some speed. I'm going to try to get it up to like 225. Yeah, I like this map quite a bit.
It's well done. Well, I can't imagine what else they're gonna. Well, I suppose they can always tweak it and do, you know. See the red houses we're just flying over.
The little the Mediterranean style red roof. And lots of bushes down there and amongst those trees. That's a nice touch.
Yep.
I'm getting 70 frames a second now.
Yeah, I bumped up myself a little bit.
Well, yeah, if I zoom in, that dies though. Yeah, so a little altitude will help with that, I guess.
So it wasn't such a big problem when we were flying the F-16s and the F-18s and we were flying high and stuff.
Yes. Yeah, because at 5,000 feet, you don't get very much detail. Yeah, now I'm going to have to learn the...
Okay, I'm over speeding.
Learn the... Oops, am I too fast?
I'm trying to catch up, but...
Alright, I got to pull it back. I'm up at like 250. I think that's why you should not let me lead.
Okay, you got that highly densely populated area just to your left there.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And I guess what I need to be looking at when I'm doing this is that my, the power settings over on that front right panel.
The blade angle.
Yeah, so I can judge how close I am to just maxing this silly thing out.
Well, the other thing you can use is on the right wall, top shelf, at the very front is a linear.
Oh no, that's what I was.
Gauge looking thing.
About. Yeah, that's the same gauge that.
As long as you're hip, right? B, H, and K. I don't know what that is in Cyrillic, but each one of those deal with certain profiles or regimes. Whether it's cruise or full power or whatever. And as long as you maintain the needle in the range there, you're okay.
Yeah, so I'm just a little bit below K. And I just dropped under 200 kilometers an hour, so hopefully that'll stay level and we won't overstress the engines.
Yep, I'm reading about 190, and I'm staying with you. Here's some more of the red roof buildings coming up.
Yep, right side and little orchards on the north of those.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, another whole little town of red roof buildings. Yeah, see, I like this variation in the theme because there's lots of the little flat Arab-looking buildings, but then there's plenty of these Mediterranean-looking, and they're kind of mixed together down there too. Some of the Arab-style flat roofs. Yeah, they've done a really nice job on this. I think they got criticized a lot for the Normandy map. There was a power station off to the right, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I thought I listened to some, what's his name, Nick?
Yes, Nick Gray.
Yeah, I listened to that interview. It was a pretty interesting interview. Some of the issues that they were having and what they plan to do and that sort of thing. So it kind of gives you some insights into what they're thinking of doing.
So is that a military facility off to our 3 o'clock here?
Yeah,
close?
I'm looking.
I mean, lots of Quonset hut style buildings mixed in there.
Yep, I see some mill vans and stuff too.
Yeah.
I guess you can.
I don't see a fence around it though.
Yeah, but it looks more like an industrial facility of sorts, with the cylindrical tanks and whatnot. Now, what is this off to our
this
right?
one's weird. They were coming. Oh, those are all greenhouses, I bet.
Ah, well, it's right next to some orchards.
They don't look transparent, but they certainly look like they're agricultural now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. Right, I'm not paying any attention. Let me get back over. Turning right about 10 degrees. Just going to clip over the little point up ahead of us.
So why isn't my data link working?
Well, it can be either one of us.
Got all my toggles up.
I wonder if I forgot to turn something on. I think everything is on. Although I didn't do the startup procedure in the right order, so it might be me that screwed it up.
never did remember where that gyro toggle should be. Is it in the middle, or is it
Yeah, it's in the middle position,
on
and I
the
think
top?
it starts in the up position. So I think you have to click it once. All right, making another course adjustment right to follow the coast.
So it's supposed to be in the middle. So that was what I had not turned on correctly.
Shouldn't affect the data link though.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of interesting industrial looking buildings or sites here.
Yeah.
Not that we typically bomb those, but that could be interesting.
It kind of looks like what we just saw earlier with the Quonset huts and the round cylindrical tanks.
Yep.
And here's another one coming up on our right. Now that one has a tall tower. That looks more like, well, you can put helipads there on the edges of those open areas
Oh,
too.
you could too. Yeah, that'd be neat.
So you can maybe turn that into some sort of farm or something. Instead of putting down at one of those flat farm-looking things, you could.
I think we just passed the border into Lebanon.
Okay. I'm not looking. I'm not paying attention in the map here.
Yeah, I just pulled the map up because this ridge that's following the coast to our right kind of ends, and there's a big open area up ahead. I was just wondering if this was something significant.
So there's a town called Tyre,
Tyre, yeah.
Tyre or whatever how you say that, and then
Big medieval fortress there, I think.
to the east of it is Kiryat Shimona, the what you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
That airfield.
Yeah. So how was your week? Good? Bad?
Yeah, no, it was actually not as busy as previous because we've entered into another period of uncertainty. So we're just kind of going and monitoring the situation with what's going on in Orlando, and we're just here in support. So we basically react to whatever needs reacting to, but there wasn't a whole lot of that this week. So
All right, so I'm oblivious. Is there something unclassified going on in Orlando?
well, it's the whole business with the synthetic training environment and what
Yeah. Gotcha.
what that's about and what we're trying to do, and so that's just anyway. Most of my week was essentially just reading up on some documents and some policies and shit like that.
Yeah, the exciting stuff.
Pretty dry stuff, and then there's always mandatory training that you have to do. So I knocked some of those out.
It's funny how I work for something so totally different from you guys, and yet we're doing the same thing.
Well, it's whether it's state government or the federal government, it's or local
so the government. Our sheriff's office goes through an accreditation process every 3 years, and it helps with self-insurance rates.
What is being accredited? Is it the hardware, the software, or what?
No, your policies and procedures, and
okay, I see.
You're crossing all your I's and dotting all your T's correctly.
Yep.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or do you have a log that shows that you shred all of those documents after you're done with them?
Yep. All the bureaucratic stuff.
Yes, and so we did that this week for the jail, but I mean they're not traveling, so it was all done via Zoom and GoToMeeting.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge, and then the Democratic primary. Well, primary
Yep.
was this week, and
Yep.
my sheriff lost. So we are getting a new sheriff in January, and everybody is
Pins and
acting like
needles.
chickens with their heads. Yeah, because everybody that's a major or a captain is looking at firing or demoting.
Oh, really?
Or they're going to retire. I mean, the guy that runs the jail has said he's retiring. He's just not going to work for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice little town off to the left there on that point.
Yep. Some more of that red roof Mediterranean style.
Yep. Yeah, and see, some of those roofs look a little bit too red, I think. Or is it just that they're in the shade? Okay, see, some of them look a little bit orange.
Yep.
Some of them look much more
They're different
red
different
or,
hues. You're right. You're right.
well, but that's a nice mix, that they're not all the same.
Well, some of them might be weathered and some of them aren't. That sort of thing.
Yeah. Nice rolling hills out here to the right, though. Man, that's going to be good tank country.
I was going to say that there's a lot of good ground combat stuff.
Oh yeah.
For this area. Although
Yeah.
it's not made for that, but you do have the applications to do so if you want to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of letting it roll inland since that was the course I was on.
That's
Just
all right.
just to take a look. I mean, it's really interesting just looking around. Yeah, so I haven't heard any more rumors about the update to the, version 3 of the Black Shark.
I wasn't aware that they were working on that.
Yeah, they're working on
On the
Black
follow-on?
a Black Shark 3 that would be an optional additional purchase. Because remember they talked about mounting igloos on the pylons and having the air-to-air
yeah,
capabilities.
that's right. I forgot all about that.
And I don't remember what else they said they were going to change. I figured if they were going to charge money, it had to have been a significant, update. I'm liking these hills here. Man, that would make sneaking along here looking for tanks very tricky.
Well, that and if you're doing any kind of anti-tank mission, sneaking and peeking with a helicopter with these trees.
This is
Among
be
the
very
trees.
interesting stuff. And you know what? I just realized that's one thing where the Gazelle has an advantage over the Black Shark because it's got the thermal.
Yep. All right, I lost you.
Uh-oh.
Where are you?
Well, can't look on the Abris.
No.
Nope, I'm still here. You're off to my 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So look at 11.
I'm looking.
Let me pop a flare. If I can figure out how to do that.
I see you. I see you. Speaking of that.
Yeah, this will be an interesting bunch of terrain to play around in. I might need to add a little bit of altitude here.
Yeah, we're coming up on this ridge.
Yeah, man, when we cleared that last ridge behind and I looked out over this area, I would have said it was pretty flat. It is certainly not flat.
No, you got all these little nooks and crannies here. I just wonder how this compares to Google Map. Because it's an actual place. If you remember, we tried to do that with Chernaroos, and I found it, where it is. Chernobyl has water to the east and south, if you remember.
Yeah.
But I did find it in Eastern Europe, that area, because I found the lake and the dam in the south portion of it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it's somewhere in the Czech Republic.
Right. Yeah, because I think they originally made it based on terrain that was near them.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm blowing past you here. I'm gonna slow
Popping
down.
up a little bit more. Yeah, nice hilltop here, little village up here that certainly looks down on everything around it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a little bit deceptive. Interesting area, yeah. So I was thinking this was the Bekaa Valley maybe, but that's on the
Yeah.
other side of Beirut. And much farther inland, all those hills we see off to the east, the Bekaa Valley's on the other side of those.
So I mean, this is a good size map.
And it is.
I mean,
Normandy was maybe a little bit small. This is really
well,
pretty large.
I mean, the Caucasus was pretty big as well too. I mean, the southern portions of it, all the way up to the north.
Yes. Yeah.
But here, you can see all the way to the right off the nose at 12 o'clock. There's two sets of high ground. The closer one, then there's one further away, and then there's one really far away.
Oh, see, I can't even pick out the third one at this point. Oh, well, yeah, I can. I see it's a hill.
Yeah, it's
Stacked
kind of a
up behind that
lighter
other
colored
Yeah, lighter color.
high ground out in the horizon.
And I wonder if that...
I don't know where that
I wonder
is.
where we're at. So are we north of Tyre?
Hang on.
We are north of Tyre.
Oh, yeah.
So that may be Mount Hermon.
Nabatieth, we're approaching off to the right.
That may be Mount Hermon at 1 o'clock. Because that's one of the only things I see that's really significant.
Yeah.
So Sidon should be coming up somewhere on our left.
Okay, I just flew over and slid to the left of you now, so I'm going to go back to where I was. I was heads down in the map when that happened.
That's okay. So was I. I mean, I'm just looking. I mean, it's just such a neat map. This whole area between those hills and the ocean, and the fact that it's all so nice and smooth, rolling hills. I mean, I guess that's the advantage of this over the Caucasus map. The Caucasus map is kind of old, and the hills aren't quite so.
Well, it's been
organic looking.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I'm not sure what the actual terrain looks like there in that part of the world. So, but at least here,
Yeah, but there's
you see the variety, and some of this stuff's got to be satellite imagery too.
Yeah, I think they probably have upped their game a little and did it all based on some image. Well, and there were some open source tools, because when I was looking at making a map for ARMA, there are some open source tools where you can grab the data out of Google Map for elevation.
Yep.
And convert it to a bitmap, a black and white bitmap. And so you stack a bunch of those bitmaps together, in 100-meter increments of altitude, and you can create a pretty decent ARMA map.
Yeah.
And they could easily have done something like that with this.
Well, and then they procedurally enhanced it,
Yes.
in some areas. But,
Sure, you could even grab a vegetation layer and say, everything that's green, put trees in it.
But what I like is that you actually see the trees popping out of the ground. I mean, they appear to be actual trees.
Yeah. Oh, another little village to the left here. I didn't even realize. I just was looking at the trees.
Well, I'm also up high now too, so I'm almost at 1,000 meters here.
So yeah. Let me cut that back a little. Nice highway running off to the
and
east.
You've got
here.
some.
Yeah,
so
so
looks
that's
like orchards sprinkled throughout too.
Yeah, this is an impressive map. Did Al say that it showed up on Steam finally?
Yeah, I think he said he downloaded it. So we'll be able to partake. And I
Yeah,
totally
so
lost
maybe
you.
I'll try to do all the A4 training missions on the north end of this map as Israel.
Yep.
Hey, did you ever buy the World War II asset pack?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure, my brain. Oh, you're ahead of me now.
Yeah, I thought I lost you. I don't see you
That's all right.
anymore.
I'm on year 6 now. And let me step up the speed a little.
And I'm still climbing. So what I didn't get was the combined arms.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, you won't be able to drive any of the World War II tanks,
Right.
but I mean, if I put down an 88 gun for flak now, it'll be a lot easier than having to do scripting and control it that way.
Yeah. Well, we also said that you can probably use some of those assets for any kind of Korean War scenarios with the MiG-15s and the F-86s.
Yep. And so now I mean, I guess I'm thinking about this map. We can pretty much simulate any Israeli-Arab war.
Yep.
From about 1956 on.
Yes. Yeah. Here's another town off to the left here. Smaller town.
Yep. Oh, yep. Right under my nose.
See,
yeah.
So you look around, it looks like, moguls on a ski slope.
Yes.
There's lots of little valleys and crevices and stuff that you can hide helicopters in and just follow them around and sneak up on somebody.
So other than the, well, I guess the Israelis are probably using the Cobra. I wonder if they ever use Gazelles.
I don't know. But
right. Yeah, a little research maybe.
You've got the A4s and for fixed wing and
well, they probably used F-86s at one point.
The Hueys are fair game, I would imagine.
Yep. And they certainly use F-16s.
Yep, F-16s. So there's quite a few choices in our inventory that we could apply to this. So the other thing that I noticed is that the buildings and whatnot, they're not at all clipping into the terrain. They look like they're properly positioned.
Now there's some funny trees right under you now.
Looks like an orchard of sorts, or rows of trees.
Rows of trees, but in a weird pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if those are supposed to be like olive groves where they follow the terrain elevation.
Contour. Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of them off to the east on that next little ridge.
Okay, I'm passing through some.
Oh, they could be. They could be trying to simulate vineyards too.
Yep.
Because there's quite a number. Yeah, especially off to the west, I see a bunch of them on the hills. I've kind of lost you again.
Yeah,
I know you're right in front of me somewhere.
I'm low now, doing about 210, heading 0.
I've probably passed you. I'm up to 240.
028, 030.
I've got a agricultural complex. Oh, I see you now. I'm at your 839.
Okay.
Oops. Probably need to climb now, don't we?
I am. I'm climbing. Yeah, I hope you can get Microsoft Flight Simulator loaded and installed. I wanted to just do some I've never tried it multiplayer before. Just kind of. Okay, I see you off my 9 o'clock now. Just to get out and fly around, and especially do the bush flying. I'm really looking forward to do that part of it. That's why I'm focused mostly on the X Cup. That's what I've been
Yeah.
flying. Getting
So
used
I
to it.
imagine I'll get it. Within the next week, they'll either patch it or I'll figure out whatever's holding it up, and I'll reinstall it probably tonight when I go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'm probably going to keep it because even the Xbox Live at $5 a month
Yeah.
is cheaper
Well,
because I can play other games too.
well, that's true. Um, the question is, do you play other games in it? So for me,
Oh
the
God,
answer
I
is
play
no.
other games all the time.
There's going to be a point in time where it's going to be, I will do the break.
It would be cheaper for you to buy it, yeah.
Well, I would hit the break-even point at some point and say,
Yeah,
okay,
so you
well,
probably want to stop after about 20, 25 bucks. So
yeah,
2 or 3 months, make sure you like it, and then buy it.
yep.
And see, I've shot past you again.
Well, I'm changed course here a little bit to kind of
Yeah,
rendezvous with you.
we're getting into this hilly section. Oh yeah, we're almost to Beirut.
Well, I see that piece of land jutting out into the water. Is that Beirut?
So Beirut is 17 clicks north of us. Yes, that's probably Beirut. Oh, okay. So I know this is a little morbid. I want to go fly over that dock area that exploded last month and see what if the building is actually modeled that blew up that big silo.
Yeah.
I still think the Israelis did that. Of course, from all the press stuff that I've read on it, they weren't paying any attention to the storage of that fertilizer and.
No, I wasn't really tracking. All I remember somebody saying was, okay, well, it was, it wasn't, like you said, not very well taken care of.
I mean, and it had been there for years, apparently.
Yeah. So it was a stockpile of sorts.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were using it. Hezbollah probably had their hand in. Oh, we'd like to keep this because we're siphoning some of it off and making car bombs with
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And somebody just screwed up and it went up in flames. Yeah, okay. So that wasn't a bad flight, even in these helicopters. We got here fairly quickly.
Yep. We'll see what the frame rate hit is. I see the airfield now at 11 o'clock.
I'm still getting about 55-ish. See a few tall buildings.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, I zoom in a little bit and then all the buildings fill in.
Yep. So we can do left traffic around the city and just take a look.
Yep.
Yeah, you need to point out where the port is for me because I'm not familiar enough with the geography here. Like I said, I see
don't
the
really
airfield.
See it at this point, but I suspect it's on the northwest edge of town.
Is that an anomaly? I see a strip off the coast by the left runway.
Oh, yeah, I see it too.
What is that?
Breakwater, maybe?
Well,
I mean, maybe it's just intended to keep the waves from banging on the...
Yeah, that's true.
Because that runway looks like it's built over what was water. I mean, that... Yeah, okay, so wait, I got the Google map up. That is absolutely correct. There's a strip of land that runs outside the edge of the runway.
They just kind of look kind of weird.
Yeah, it does. Well, I'm guessing it's a erosion abatement thing.
Yeah. So this is Beirut International.
Yes. Beirut Rafik Harari International Airport. And I do not see another airfield anywhere around, at least not on Google Maps.
Wow, that's pretty dense.
Yes, it
Almost,
is.
it's almost like Manhattan.
Yeah, I mean, they're not scrimping on buildings here. This is not like a... Yeah, I'm back down to 45 frames a second now.
Yeah, the lower we go, the more it'll affect me.
Yeah.
So you've got some skyscrapers out there to your 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so I suspect that little spit of land that you see sticking out there is the edge of that harbor where the explosion was. And I'm gonna maintain this course until I get over there's another harbor facility with cranes straight ahead. Yeah, so the harbor, that is 11 o'clock is the facility where I think the explosion was.
Okay, I see the cranes on the pier. And I lost you.
Well, I'm here somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm gonna move off to the east a little bit.
Got me. And you know, the problem with the ABERS, or the data link, might be related to the map, not the procedures we went through. I wonder if... Oh, I see you now.
I see
Yeah,
you.
so you're turning hard east.
I see you. I'm gonna rendezvous back with you. Now, what is that line of land you see there at 11 o'clock?
Another breakwater, I think.
Is that what? That's what it looks like.
That also looks correct.
There's actually another breakwater just on the other side of the tankers, or on the other side of the
Oh, yes, there is, isn't there?
Container ships.
Yep. All right.
So
Breaking left and...
this is a port. I wonder if there's more than one. Is this where that thing took place?
Yeah, the furthest in part of the area off to my 9 o'clock.
Because
that long spit of land, if you follow it all the way back, all the way against the south edge of that waterway.
There are container ships on those.
Yep, and actually that might... I mean, I see a large building that looks like that grain elevator that absorbed most of the blast. Yeah, I bet you money that is it. So it's not all the way in, which is what I thought it was. It's yeah, they may have just got the building. Oh, Google Earth has got... No, that's it. Okay, so the...
Why don't you go park yourself over there, and we'll take or orbit around it, and then I'll take a look at it. Oh, is that grain elevator? That green?
The tall, where the two ships are docked, that tall, greenish-looking building. That's the one that got this devastated.
Made up of what looks like cylinders.
Yep, that's the one that took the blast, and it's the gray building right in front of it that had the fertilizer in it.
Yeah, I'm orbiting at
Well,
left
that's
orbit.
impressive that they did. They almost did a building for building kind of, and that's got to be a custom building. Yeah, that's impressive. So they did the footprint based on the actual footprint of the buildings pretty closely.
So what is that building? Or when it was
I
standing?
mean, they're all just warehouses now, and that grain elevator I think was being used to, you know, just store stuff that was being offloaded. But
there are cars in the parking lots too,
they probably need to leave.
and they all look the same.
Not a safe area.
They're,
Oh, do they? They're all the same.
Well, they're all white looking.
Oh, I see. They're all white. A couple of vans, but mostly four-door.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's a gray blob that doesn't even look like a car. Oh, has that got a cover over it? The gray blob car? Because I see a bunch of them parked next to each other that just look like they're...
Yeah.
No, they're not covered. They're just a very low poly car.
Yep.
So that kind of stuff will change, I guess. They'll change the color on some of those. And that's very cool, man. They did an amazing job.
I'm just admiring the density of the model.
The buildings are pretty amazing, aren't they? I wonder if you can land on them.
It's one way to find out. Let's see if there's a hospital or anything that has a helipad up on top.
Yep, I'm heading east. Yeah, most of these do not have large flat areas on the roof.
With maybe the exception of the skyscrapers, where executive helicopters can go to. I'm moving to the west.
All right, I'm going to put my gear down and see if I can find something. Actually, the square part that sticks up on most of these buildings looks like it's big enough we could land on.
Yeah, this is where I need to be careful because I'm so low. I'm doing in the high teens to mid-teens now.
Yeah, I'm down to 30.
And it's I can detect, or I can perceive the choppiness. And
oh crap! I just hit the reset, the trim resetter accidentally again. Yeah, I forgot to remove that.
Oh, it looks like they have beach umbrellas on the beach here.
Oh, nice. Well, that would be the place for me to land then, because I don't know that I'm still not very capable of landing this thing really precisely. All right, here we go, Frank. If you could turn back to where I'm at, here's a helicopter pad on top of a hospital.
You found it.
With
okay.
With a windsock.
Oh, good. All right, let's check that out.
Let's see if I can actually land on it.
So at this point,
I just popped off a few flares over the hospital.
Okay, I'm looking. All right, I see it. I see the flare.
I'm going to hit the windsock. I'm having a very hard time keeping it stable.
Well, so you might be fighting the SAS. So at this point, I usually flick on the flight director, which is the far right button, and then that way your inputs are not going against the SAS. and then once you're satisfied in a particular location, then you hit the trim, and then the stick will stay there.
Ooh, I can't afford to take my hand off the controls to get that. Now I've drifted away from it, and I can't tell how close I am to the pad. Here we go.
Mid-teens now, so I need to be very careful. Do things real slow. Still looking for you.
Well, I'm about to get it down, I think. All right, there we go. Oops, and I went right through the building. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, there's no collision volume?
No collision volume. Well, okay, I came out successfully on the other side.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
See, I should have paused it and taken a picture that looked like I was landed. And
Oh,
then
is it the one with the red? It's the one with the red cross on it, with the H. Yep, I see it. I don't see you though. You probably in the building.
I'm down and in your direction. Look down about halfway down the building. I just hit some flares.
I see the smoke. Yep, I see it. I see you.
All right, so I'm gonna land in the parking lot, I guess.
So,
or maybe I should just push on.
So I wonder if this means that you cannot fly into these buildings and crash.
Okay, well, I can test that for you.
Yeah.
Tally-ho. And of course now I can't get the silly thing to go down. Now that I'm going forward, it's picking up momentum.
I'm still circling the hospital.
Oh, okay, your theory is a bad one, sir.
Oh. Did you just go into the hospital building?
No, I'm 3 or 4 blocks to the north. Oh well.
Okay, well that was a good sacrifice.
Yes, our knowledge is expanded.
Yes.
All right, so the helipad is pretty nice there.
But it doesn't work.
Well, I mean, for now, I'm sure they'll fix that.
Well, I wonder if the skyscrapers have one too. I'm gonna head down to one of the skyscrapers here to the south of it and see.
All right, so that building's got like solar panels on the roof, and its whole roof is angled. So that one, that long teardrop-looking one, that would not work.
Don't see it, but okay. No, if it's sloped in any way.
So yeah, it's at your 11 probably. Multi-layered looking.
Yeah, that's what I'm approaching now.
Yeah, the roof doesn't look flat, and it's got panels on part of it. Let's see if I can find another. Well, that one over by the beach has stuff on the roof.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think that's a landable roof. What about the one to the east of it, the tall one to the east?
Oh, I didn't look at that. Oh, now that's a perfectly flat roof. There's nothing on that roof.
But is there access to it from the inside?
Well, I mean, you're not going to be able to walk off if that's what you're asking.
Well, no, I mean, if somebody wanted to use it, you know, in real life from the inside.
Oh, there's a skyscraper under construction off.
They would have to make their way up to it from inside the thing.
There appears to be no access. Although there are a few other buildings that look like they have just no structure on the roof, so you could conceivably land on them.
Yep. Visibility sucks. Can't see it. Can't see anything.
Well, yeah, this helicopter's not exactly really good for that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no...
We'll try again in a month with the Gazelles and see if we can land on the hospital.
Well, yeah. Hopefully they work on it. I wonder if this, there's another one here, just, what is that, west of the port facility that we
The
just
one at
looked into?
the.
Did you look at this one?
Let me see if I can find you. All right, so let's see where you're. Yeah, I did. It's got air conditioner stuff on the roof.
Okay, it's got HVAC. Yeah, no
It
way.
looks like there's a pool on the roof too. That just
Yep.
doesn't have water in it.
Yeah, it doesn't have water. It's empty.
Well, they've done an amazing job on that map. Now there's this little racetrack or
Yeah,
soccer
that's what
field.
well, what is that? It looks like it's a
little
track.
a little dirt track, you know.
A little, yeah, PT track of some sort. Yeah, most of these
Bases
roofs
flying over
are.
maybe with speedboats or military boats. Yeah, those are military
Yep.
patrol boats, I think.
There's a little cove of water here with two big rocks sticking out of them.
So that looked like a military facility behind you, but all of the boats in it are.
There's
I
another
see
one
what you're
here.
talking about. Yeah.
And then there's
See, all the
another.
boats in there are like civilian boats, but they
Yep.
look very much like a military.
Yep.
And there's another one off to your right.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's the resort. Oh, look at all that area we could land in. All those umbrellas. And beautiful women in burqas. Bathing on the beach. Yeah, they did a great job on that map. That is definitely nice.
This pier here looks a bit too low. It's almost at, at water's level, looks like. Unless it was built that way as a boat ramp.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Lower gear. Lower gear.
No, Betty, I'm not trying to land. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. So, I think that might be a boat ramp of sorts. Because there's the road. The road goes into this area.
Yep, I tend to agree with you.
And then looks like, oh, there's on the other side, inside the thing, are boats that are actually bobbing up and down because of the waves.
I think that's your prop wash making them do that.
And there's a...
That definitely looks much less flat from your perspective now. I mean, that hill in front of you is pretty significant.
Yeah. Oh, these are catamarans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 3 catamarans on my right here, bobbing up and down, and then I've got this luxury
That luxury yacht is much
yacht
more stable.
on the left here. I'm gonna put my gear down and see this area here just to our front, where those 2 pieces of rocks were. It's kind of anomalous to see this barren area here juxtaposed to the urban.
Yeah, see, that almost looks like something that they haven't finished.
Yeah.
because the polygons here are definitely all messed up. Textures are badly stretched. All right, let me see if I can find that on the map.
It's almost like a construction site with these dirt roads here.
Okay, so on the map, that's actually ruins of some ancient. So the rocks that look like they're under construction are definitely like bare, almost like the California coastline. You know how it's really rugged.
Yeah.
And then there's something in amongst it, and I can't figure out. Oh, tombstones maybe. There's like rows and rows of these weird looking. I mean, I can't tell what that is. There's no pictures, and I can't tell from the shadows what the heck these things are.
On those two pieces
There's
of rocks?
Yeah, there's lots of little boats. So that kind of low area there's actually areas in there where there are boats tied up in the Google map. But in the center of that area, it's like this repeating pattern of, I mean, they're either tombstones, large rocks that have been carved out or something, but it's just historical landmark. But I can't find out anything more about it. It's okay. Well, I mean, it's like a tourist attraction.
Like Stonehenge?
Well, I can't tell what the other stuff is, but like some of the rocks that are off the coast actually have a tunnel cut through them by the ocean.
Oh,
So
really?
those two that are right in front of you, there should almost be a bridge kind of section, but that's in the right spot, basically.
So these two pieces of rocks are actually in Google Maps?
Those are historical, and the one on the right should have a hole through the middle of it that you can see.
On the side or on top?
No, from the side. Like the ocean has worn the bottom out so that there's a tunnel.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that tunnel, but
Yeah, the tunnel's not there, but here, let me see if I can grab a link to this picture in Google Maps.
then again, I should look out of my right or left windows because it's a bit lower.
So there's a link. When you get done, you can link straight to the picture.
Okay, yeah. So
I
these
still
must
can't
have some
figure out what
significance.
that carving. I mean, it's just a tourist spot.
Yeah.
You know, that whole beach area, but maybe there's a little pavilions, a little like I can't figure out what on earth it could be.
Yep, I do see the cutout. There is a cutout.
Oh yeah.
Except it's not a tunnel or anything. It's just cut out into the rock from water level.
Oh, so all those things I kept looking at, it's like a quarry where they've cut out the stone for, like those anti-beach erosion, huge concrete blocks that you put up.
Yes.
So it's like they've quarried those out and they're all just stacked up there. They look like the size of a car standing on the bumper.
Yeah.
And that makes sense why there's not really any pictures of them, because they're nothing amazing. The beach is amazing, though. You know, it looks very much, except for the color, it looks very much like the California beach.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. So that must have been maybe for a highway project. Maybe those are highway supports.
Yeah.
Those are the weirdest looking things. Oh, they do water displays. There's stadium seating facing that area where you're at. That they must be doing either cliff diving or some sort of water sports out in the ocean there. Grandstand tickets, Red Bull, selling point public area, food trucks. Yeah, cliff diving. They do cliff diving from there. Who would have thought that would be in DCS?
They're doing cliff diving from those rocks?
Well, I mean, in the real world they are, and
Yeah.
DCS they're not.
No, but I'm just saying that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, and so that whole area has stadium seats that face those two rocks out there, and they dive off of those rocks. Nice job sneaking down that.
Well, I'm doing
Street
it in low teens too. And
even more challenging.
I'm starting to get sick.
You're starting to get vertigo from those low.
Well, you know, when I look left and right, there's a lag.
Comes to a stop. Yeah.
There's a lag, and so I'm not getting it as quickly as I want it, and so I think I'm pushing my luck here. So
I think you are, sure. But that's what it's all about, you know.
all right, where should I terminate? I'm going to go to Beirut International and use that as my base and land. It's getting close to 10 o'clock, so I need to start wrapping up here. So that resort area is in fact a resort area in Beirut.
Yes.
The one that I'm flying over now. So there must be a hotel associated with this resort area, which is what I'm flying over.
Yeah, that must be the little buildings.
Yep.
Right to the front.
Oh, here's some more.
Those look a little small for a hotel, but okay.
Yeah. Okay, here's another enclosed, more catamarans. And another luxury yacht.
Yeah, all those little stupid buildings sticking out on the beach where those umbrellas were are pretty much correct. But some of the tall buildings around there are hotels. Sunset Garden Hotel.
Okay.
Wow, that's impressive. They've done an amazing job with that, that's for sure.
Oh, this airfield even has a rabbit. The runway alignment lights that flash the strobes.
Nice. Turn around at the end there's handy.
Well, it means that you can. Now the question is, does it have a functioning ILS to land it? Bad weather. Okay, more catamarans and more luxury.
Yep, and the texture on that breakwater looks really nice. I mean, that looks like just a bunch of stones piled up.
It does, doesn't it? And yeah, this runway looks like it's built up into the water.
They got 3 major runways there. Yeah, at
Looks
least.
like it. They've got what looks like the jetways here.
Actually, it looks like 4 runways. Or am I looking at? No, that's a taxiway.
I guess the only thing missing is the AI airlines.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever get around to doing something like that. Probably not.
Well, there's no shortage of that in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Because they have all that AI stuff working.
Well, there you are, Beirut.
It says Beirut. And all of the jetways. Have you ever seen the movie The Langoliers?
No, I have not.
Okay, this kind of reminds me of it because it's deserted. There's nobody here. Or there's nothing here.
Yeah, no aircraft, no people.
Yeah, no people.
Nobody working.
Which is because they were basically lagging behind real time. They were caught in a time anomaly. But they do have looks like tractor, the things that pull the baggage, the yellow
Yep.
cars that pull the baggage there. But so everything is here except, well, I suppose no.
Oh, there's one plane further down in an open hangar that's a 2-engine civilian jet.
Right, but we don't have any statics that we can put down here for ambiance for civilian aircraft.
You can put down some of the Soviet stuff that crosses over. We could put down a couple of cargo aircraft or C5 or
Correct.
a tanker. I was looking to see if there was a military terminal. I don't really see one.